A local man has been arrested in Tennessee in connection with a shooting that took place in East Alabama. Also, a teenager was stabbed during a neighborhood Halloween celebration, and police are searching for a suspect.
And a local homeless shelter gets a state grant to deal with emergency situations.
Springtime weather continues this weekend across East Alabama. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
Coming up in sports, we have two back-to-back volleyball state championship teams, and we'll talk some high school football. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wedowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Katie Edwards.
And I'm Mike Stedham.
An Anniston man has been arrested by police in Knoxville, Tennessee, in connection with a shooting incident in Anniston, as well as other crimes. Detectives with the Knoxville Police Department's Organized Crime Unit say they picked up Abdul Khalilullah, 26, of Anniston on Monday during a traffic stop. Khalilullah is wanted by authorities in Georgia for failure to appear on a previous felony charge. He was arrested along with Verenzo Bradford, 26, of Statham, Georgia, who was found to be in possession of a Glock handgun, methamphetamine, and cocaine. In the course of the investigation, police discovered that Bradford is also a convicted felon. Khalilullah was charged with being a fugitive from justice for the outstanding warrant out of Georgia. Bradford was charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm and possession of a firearm during a dangerous felony. Knoxville detectives were assisted by agents with the ATF. On Tuesday, investigators from Alabama came to Knoxville, where they assisted in a follow-up investigation and interviews. Additional charges against Khalilullah are pending from the stop and search warrant on Monday, while the investigation into the Anniston shooting is continuing.
A juvenile was stabbed Thursday night in the Buckhorn subdivision of Weaver, and police are looking for a suspect in that case. According to a news release, the Weaver Police Department received a call at 7:48 p.m. to a stabbing on Bailey Road in Buckhorn. They found a juvenile victim with an injury caused by a sharp object, and the injury appeared to be non-life-threatening. The victim was taken to a local hospital for treatment. As they questioned witnesses, police learned that a juvenile suspect had left the area prior to their arrival. Police say this appears to be an isolated incident between the victim and the suspect who knew each other before the assault. There is no perceived danger to the surrounding community. That stabbing took place during the Buckhorn subdivision's Halloween celebration, and the area was heavily congested. Weaver police were assisted by off-duty officers from the Anniston, Jacksonville, and Oxford police departments who were present in the area at the time. Officers say this is an ongoing investigation and no arrests have been made.
State money will be coming to a homeless shelter in East Alabama to help people facing emergency situations. We'll tell you all about it in just a moment.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke. Barrett Body Shop has moved to its new location on Highway 431 in Alexandria. Barrett has been delivering top-notch collision repair in Calhoun County since 2000. Our skilled team restores your vehicle to pre-accident condition with a commitment to quality and safety. Choose Barrett Body Shop for honest, reliable service.
The United Way of East Central Alabama has received $250,000 in emergency funding from the Alabama Department of Economic and Community Affairs. The funding will be used for emergency shelter services at Martha's Hope and to provide homelessness prevention services through Interfaith Ministries of Calhoun County. United Way officials say $200,000 of the grant will launch those emergency services for individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Those will be offered at the Bridge facility at Anniston First United Methodist Church, which United Way hopes to buy from the church and turn it into a permanent shelter. The additional $50,000 will fund homelessness prevention initiatives through Interfaith Ministries, providing rent and utility support for families at risk of losing their housing. Martha's Hope will be the region's only low-barrier emergency shelter with accommodations for up to 44 individuals. In addition to the shelter, the facility will provide transitional housing, life skills training, financial literacy education, and employment assistance. Mental health support will be provided through Thrive, United Way's latest initiative to integrate mental health services with housing support. The partnership with Interfaith Ministries will extend resources to families on the brink of homelessness, offering assistance and case management aimed at stabilizing their housing situation before a crisis occurs.
And East Alabama City has signed a new jail contract with an adjoining county facility. We'll have all those details in just a moment.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Getting my car serviced is easier than ever with Buster Miles Automotive Group in Cleburne and Calhoun County. They pick up my car, service it, and deliver it back. Convenient, efficient, and top quality. Schedule your service today and see why Buster Miles Automotive Group is the smart choice.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
The Gadsden City Council this week signed a 1-year contract to send its misdemeanor city prisoners to the Calhoun County Jail. Earlier this year, Gadsden attempted a similar plan with Jacksonville, but that deal was rescinded over several issues of prisoner transportation and medical care. Gadsden Councilman Jason Wilson presented the new plan to the council, saying it will cost the city just under $421,000 per year.
The rough estimate is right now that working with the Calhoun County Jail versus our previous jail contract, this new relationship would save us somewhere around $114,000 a year by working with Calhoun County for the housing of our prisoners. Now, simultaneously, we're also moving forward with the plans for this temporary holding facility that the city of Gadsden will have and have the ability to hold individuals for 72 hours, which is the lion's share of the inmates or the prisoners that we come in contact with.
Wilson said the city started looking for an alternative when it failed to reach a new agreement with the Etowah County Jail to hold those prisoners. The Calhoun County Jail will provide the services needed by the city and charge less than the Etowah facility was receiving.
All of this comes to culmination with this contract for Calhoun County Jail prisoners at a rate of $33.50 per inmate if they stay more than 12 hours, and a rate of $16.75 per inmate if they stay less than 12 hours. And just to give you a frame of reference, right now we have about 29 of those inmates that are there for greater than 12 hours. So we're talking about 29 to 30 on average every day, to give you a scope of it.
Well, we certainly had a fun evening last night. How about you guys?
Can't complain. Not too many trick-or-treaters, so plenty of candy left over. That's always what I like about Halloween.
Well, and we did have an opportunity this week to dress up. I know you had trivia earlier in the week, and
yes,
we've got some photos there of you in your costume.
I'm one of the 3 people from Only Murders in the Building. I'm Oliver, played by Martin Short. I don't know why they picked me for that role. Probably it's the hair.
I got you.
And what about you?
Okay, so I am the evil queen from Snow White, and Rocky, that's our little dog there, he is actually the poison apple.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did not enjoy his costume as much as I had hoped, but we got through it.
Well, I wonder what John Holder dressed up as this year.
Good question. He joins us now in the EAN Weather Center. John, tell us all about what you did last night for Halloween and what we can expect as far as the weather goes tonight and the weekend.
Mike and Katie, I dressed as a football fan last night at a high school football game. I know that's a shocker to you. As far as the weather goes this weekend, more of the same. We've got some warm weather, very spring-like across East Alabama. We'll break down the weekend forecast for all of East Alabama next.
EAN News would like to thank all our commercial sponsors. Go check out our sponsors' links in the description below.
Temperatures today across East Alabama a little bit above the average for this time of year, but still on the cool side compared to what it has been. Had a lot of clouds out there, a little bit of rainfall across East Alabama today. So the high today at 73, about 3 degrees above our average. The big story this morning was 65 for the low. That is almost 20 degrees above the normal for the first day of November here in East Alabama. Record high temperature 88. That came back in 2016. The record low at 27. And with a time change coming this weekend, certainly the days are getting shorter, and they're going to get even shorter beginning tomorrow night. Sun rising tomorrow morning at 7:04, and the sun setting tonight, look at that, all the way at 5:51. Time for weather on your street on this Friday night. Going to take out to Hunter Street in Welborn. Mostly cloudy skies continuing tonight. Still very mild, not as warm as last night, but still only dropping down to 60 degrees. Still about 15 degrees above the average overnight tonight. Coming up on Saturday, more sunshine, a better looking day. Unseasonable warmth coming again to East Alabama on River Road and South Side right there by the Coosa River. We're going to be well into the 80s tomorrow with the sunshine coming back. 83 for the high in Southside. As we look ahead to next week, temperatures remain on the warm side, but a little bit of moisture returning. We had some moisture last night, a little bit during the day today, a little bit more coming next week. High temperatures for the week will average around 80 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Post Oak Road in Alexandria, get ready out in the valley. It's going to be a very nice week of weather, especially the first half of the week out in Alexandria. Here's the 7-day forecast for all of East Alabama. You'll see no rain in the forecast for the next several days, taking us all the way through the weekend. Highs will be in the 80s through the weekend into the early part of next week. Nighttime lows continue to be way above average by about 13 to 15 degrees, hanging out in the low 60s into the mid part of next week. The only real change coming to the forecast will be small rain chances again. About a 20% chance of a shower on Wednesday and Thursday. It's not much. We'll take everything we can get, though. As we said, high temperatures around 80 degrees for on average, nighttime lows in the 60s. Maybe by the end of the week, we creep back down into the mid 50s. But again, all of these temperatures way above average for early November here in East Alabama. The rain that we had overnight last night, what little we received, and what we had during the day today, doing nothing to break this drought. As a matter of fact, as we look at the latest drought monitor this week, every bit of the state of Alabama now at least unseasonably dry. And we're looking at an expanded area now of moderate drought. Now we've even got some severe drought down here in southwest Alabama, up in the Tennessee Valley in Jackson, Madison, and Limestone counties. Severe drought there. Abnormally dry here on the eastern part of the state. That's basically from the hurricanes that we had dropping some rain over here about a month ago. But as you can see right here in all of Etowah County, most of Calhoun County, we are in a moderate drought now, and with very little rainfall expected in the next several days. We expect this area to keep expanding as far as the moderate drought across East Alabama. I'll be back here tomorrow morning with your Saturday Day at a Glance, and we'll be with you on Sunday and Monday mornings with your breakfast forecast for all of East Alabama. Coming up next in sports, some volleyball, some football, some high school football last night. All of that covered for you in Sports Now with Jordan Smith. Jordan?
Thanks, John. The volleyball state tournament was this week, and we had several local teams representing East Alabama in the championship games, with 2 teams becoming back-to-back state champions. In Class 1A, the Spring Garden Panthers defeated University Charter in 3 sets, and they go back-to-back after winning the state championship last year. Same thing in Class 2A for the Pleasant Valley Raiders. They defeated Lindsay Lane Christian Academy in 4 sets. And in Class 3A, the Ohatchee Indians fell to Mobile Christian by 3 sets. In Class 4A, Alexandria lost to Prattville Christian in 4 sets. In Class 5A, Faith Academy and UMS Wright going at it, with UMS Wright taking it in 3 sets. In Class 6A, Spanish Fort sweeps Pelham. And in 7A, McGill-Tulane goes to 5 sets to defeat Bob Jones. This time, McGill-Tulane is now won the last 3 in Class 7A. The Coosa Christian Conquerors have played their last football game for the 2024 season after having to forfeit 5 games due to an ineligible player. The Alabama High School Athletic Association announced earlier in the week that the Conquerors would have to forfeit their win against region opponent Cleveland after an ineligible player played in the game due to coaching outside the school year rule. Yesterday afternoon, the AHSAA announced that upon further investigation, Coosa Christian was not truthful, and the player played in 4 other region games against Susan Moore, Southeastern, Falkville, and Cold Springs. In a press release from the AHSAA, it also stated that the Conquerors would have to be under restrictive probation until the end of 2025 football championship season. This forfeit results in Coosa Christian missing the Class 2A playoffs, and their season has now ended. This week marks the final week of the football regular season. We had 2 teams playing last night. The Alexandria Valley Cubs hosted the Munford Lions for the first time since 2013. If you were at that game, you definitely got your money's worth, as the Valley Cubs defeated the Lions 28-21. Last night's matchup was the 25th meeting between the 2 teams. The Valley Cubs picked up their 15th win over Munford. J.J. Beeson led the Valley Cubs on the ground with 130 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Ryan Brown had 66 yards, and M.J. Morris scored a touchdown for the Valley Cubs from 22 yards out. For Munford, Take Edmondson had led them on the ground with 169 yards and 1 touchdown. The Valley Cubs will move on to the Class 4A playoffs next week on the road, while the Lions have ended their season last night. Let's take a look at some of tonight's games for the final week of the regular season. At Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium, the Anniston Bulldogs will host Jacksonville. White Plains and Cleburne County go at it. Cedar Bluff travels over to Donahoe, the number 3 team in Class 3A. The Piedmont Bulldogs go on to play their last region matchup with Glencoe. Randolph County goes to Hoax Bluff. Jacksonville Christian and Russell Christian playing in Tuscaloosa tonight for the 8-man Christian League state championship. Etowah travels to Lincoln, the number 3 in Class 6A. The Oxford Yellow Jackets travel to West Alabama to take on Florence. Spring Garden hosts Ranburne. Sachs will host Locust Fork tonight in a 3A Region 6 matchup. Pell City goes into Smoke Neck Tech in Southside. J.B. Pennington playing in a winner-take-all matchup. Winner gets into the playoffs here in Class 3A Region 6. J.B. Pennington and Weaver. And same thing for Westbrook Christian at Welborn tonight. Both of these 4 teams are trying to get in. The winners pretty much get into the playoffs. We'll talk about that more on Monday. Woodland travels to Horseshoe Bend. That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's head back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Jordan, and thank you for watching us today. You'll find us here every weeknight on Facebook, YouTube, our website, and on Rumble.
That's right. Just go to the platform of your choice. Watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday for your news on your schedule.